Hai, namna gani bana? Ya welcome kama kawa siku zombwa.
Please. He's also got a massive smile on his face. He's been doing a round of interviews. James, first of all, talk us through that, because that was a massive turnaround and it was sparked by the quadruple substitutions of which you were a part.
Yeah, I think obviously it's always a tough game at home to them, one down, and after the first two games we didn't feel like we got the points we deserved from those performances, but we kept going as a squad, and a good move from the manager. The boys have done a great job. In the game up to that point, worked very hard, so it was nice. The manager made a brave move, bringing four on at once, and it's always important that the boys from the bench make an impact and try and lift that, and hopefully manage to do that.
I'm sure you're fed up of this. You're the oldest person to this and oldest person to that, but apparently you're the oldest person to score a penalty in the Premier League. But the lovely touch was the celebration at the end.
Yeah, I've just been told I think that's my first goal for 6 years, so it's an honour to wear his number in the Premier League, and obviously he's helping me already. The amount of goals he scored and I've seen him score is obviously helping me already to get that one, wearing his number. So it's nice to get on the score sheet, and like I say, even more special to wear Jots' number.
So in our you're looking at a defeat and 1 point to start the season. In the final 30 minutes, you've really turned it round, and there must be a real mood of optimism amongst you now.
Yeah, for sure. A great atmosphere in the dressing room. Delighted for the boys. They worked so hard and kept pushing, like I say, this week, and after a disappointing start, so to be able to turn it around is great. The only downside, like I say, is the international break now, which ruins that momentum a little, but hopefully the boys come back fit and we can all get back together and build on this victory.
I can ask you, what keeps you going? What keeps you going? A lot of players have their feet up now, and you're absolutely clearly up for it.
Yeah, I think just that drive and wanting to help the team and wanting to be part of something and trying to prove people wrong and be the best. And the injury I had last year was very unfortunate, and at my age was highly doubtful that I'd come back for sure. So to be able to come back and play a part in this team is fantastic. It's been tough to do, but again, something that you want to do and try keep knocking down those barriers and proving people wrong. So hopefully I can keep being useful to the team this year on the field, on the training field, and be part of this team growing, because the side's so much talent, so young, so much potential. It's great to be part of it, and hopefully I can keep pushing the guys on.
James, thanks for talking to us on 5 Live. I'm sure the others have got questions for you.
James Milner there, live on 5 Live. Just after we were getting a great insight on him from Joe Hart. Will be on Match of the Day later with Kelly Cates and Wayne Rooney, 10:30 BBC One. Under 10 minutes to go until kick-off at Anfield. Liverpool versus Arsenal. Dion Dublin and John Murray in position. Let's talk about the Liverpool defence then, Dion, because we've just focused on Arsenal and the players in front of Raya. There's been quite a lot of focus on Ibrahima Konate in the early part of this season. And obviously we know that Liverpool have been interested in Mark Gahey. Do you think it's been fair, the level of criticism he's had so far?
Not really. No, I don't. I don't think it's as bad as some people are making out. Yes, he may make... You've got to remember he's playing alongside Virgil van Dijk as well, so the magnifying glass is going to be even stronger on him, because he's probably playing with the world's best when Van Dijk's on his game. So it's very difficult for him to live up to those standards. But when you're playing for Liverpool, you cannot make as many mistakes or wrong passes as he has made so far. He'll rectify that. Virgil will help him as well, and I like him as a centre half. I think he's fast, I think he's powerful, and I think he's got a lot better. Let me tell you, he's got a lot better, a lot more composed on the ball. He's got quicker. So yes, criticise, which is justified in some ways. It won't bother him in the slightest, and he will get better.
If Liverpool win today, they'll be the only Premier League team with 100% record so far, and obviously that's also true of Arsenal. But it is funny, John, that Liverpool and sort of perceived defensive frailties at a time when they're bedding in new players has got quite a lot of attention, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, as it would do, and I think particularly when you're coming into this match and you're looking at an Arsenal team that actually hasn't let a goal in the two matches that they've played so far this season. And I think as well the sort of topsy-turvy nature of Liverpool's matches so far, the fact that they've been 2-0 up in both Premier League matches and even in the Community Shield at the start of the month, when they were 1-0 up and 2-1 up against Crystal Palace, yet ended up losing on penalties. But I think that's just the nature of it, isn't it? We're still in the opening weeks of the season, and I think from what we've seen of Liverpool so far, you know, it is quite so dramatically changed, isn't it? After the consistency of last season, that you know, that's probably a natural thing to happen, isn't it?
It's also a natural thing, Dion, to focus on new signings because there's a lot of them, and a lot of them on both sides have been really, really impressive. However, I saw Cody Gakpo signed a new contract this week. He has been very, very impressive at the start of this season.
Yeah, he has. You know, he was great in the Euros as well. I just feel that he's one of those players that you just give him the space, give him the time. Don't limit him by, you know, saying to get back and do all that hard work. Just leave him, give him a free roll. I think he's so great with the ball at his feet. Defenders will hate playing against him because he can go short and can go in behind. I think today, though, is a day for Gyökeres against the two centre-halves of Liverpool. I think they've got their work cut out today. He's a nightmare, I would imagine, to mark as centre-half. And with the pace down the left-hand side and the right-hand side of Madueke and Martinelli, Liverpool's back four is going to get tested today.
Different profile of centre forwards that these two have got, which is really interesting. Ekitike on one side, Gyökeres the other.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Ekitike has a little bit more finesse and a little bit more, I don't know, he's got the flicks and he looks great as well. Gyökeres is very much a, let's get on with it. I'm going to, you know, be a nightmare today. I'm going to work hard. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I had. So that was my game.
Come on.
That's what I did. I made it hard for defenders. I was physical. He's the same, but he's quick. He's got a great touch. He's got a great finish, left and right foot, and he can head the ball as well. So what he won't do is he won't allow Konate and Van Dijk to take their time and enjoy today. They'll know they've been in a game physically and mentally today.
It's another big day for him, isn't it? When you think how we were talking a couple of weeks ago, Steve, when we watched him at Old Trafford that day, I think it was 22 touches, wasn't it? The only 22 touches he had in the match. Didn't have an attempt on goal. Then scored 2 goals against Leeds. Were he to score today, 3 goals in 3 matches, and he scored at Anfield, that's very quickly changed the story.
Yeah, we've all done that, John. We've all done that.
You are a far better centre forward than you're giving yourself credit for, Dion, and I won't allow that to stand.
Thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure.
You know, I gave it all. Blood, sweat and tears, Mr. Dublin. That's what I gave you.
Right, quick reminder of the scores so far today then, because we're almost ready for kick-off. So full times in the Premier League: Brighton 2, Manchester City 1, Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham United 3. At 7 o'clock, Aston Villa face Crystal Palace. You'll be kept up to date with that during 6:06. We are staying on air until 7 to wrap things up from Anfield, and also react to the other big stories. Rangers 0, Celtic 0 earlier in the Old Firm. Tayside derby finished Dundee 0, Dundee United 2. Live scores in the Scottish Premiership: Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 0, Aberdeen down to 10. Hibs 0, St Mirren 1. In the Scottish Women's Premier League, it finished Partick Thistle 0, Celtic 7. 3 games got underway at 4 o'clock. They're all 0-0. So that's Hamilton Hearts, Montrose, Aberdeen, and Rangers Motherwell. Those are the sounds of Anfield. We're ready to go for Liverpool versus Arsenal on Premier League Sunday with Dion Dublin and correspondent John Murray.
Yes, thank you, Steve, running through those scores. That was quite a story we brought you from Brighton, wasn't it? What a win for West Ham as well. A little earlier, we brought you commentary on what is one of the great fixtures of world football. And now we have another commentary for you from another of our famous port cities here on Merseyside. What is the Premier League match of the season so far. Last season's top 2 meeting here at Anfield on what is only the 17th day of this campaign. It's come early, Dion.
Yeah, it has, and I mean, listen to this. It's incredible, the famous Liverpool song. All the scars above their heads, every stand is stood up, and they're ready for this game. As soon as this song's done, that's when the intensity will kick in. I think Arsenal know it as well. Most of those players have come to the new ones anyway, have come to this league to experience things like this. They'll be in for a game today.
Yes, just looking around Anfield, it's a lovely afternoon now. We have had a very sharp shower of rain. It is quite blustery, but at the moment it's bright, blue skies, the sun shining down on Anfield, and looking down at all of the variety of banners and flags that are waving in the cup. And as Dion Dublin says, red and white scarves raised all around the ground. The Liverpool players go into their huddle in the middle of their half, and the Arsenal players, as they like to do too, actually walk into the corner of the ground where their supporters are, and they are actually mirroring the Liverpool players. That huddle, the players leaned over, arms round one another's shoulders for a final word before this match, this big match here at Anfield. Liverpool against Arsenal on the last day of August 2025. And welcome to listeners to the BBC's World Service who join us at Anfield as the strains of You'll Never Walk Alone fade away. Bright sunshine, Arsenal to kick off, and it is immediately fired downfield by Declan Rice, out of play next to the corner flag. That's exactly what Newcastle did at the start of the second half yesterday at Elland Road. So Liverpool with a throw-in in their right-back position. So the news is, if you've not heard, Abarachi Eza is going to have to wait a little longer for his debut. He is on the bench for Arsenal. So is Martin Odegaard, who is obviously here with Arsenal after the one change from Monday night, that dramatic game on Monday with the man who scored the winning goal, or should I call him a boy, 17 years old on Friday. It was his birthday on Friday. On Monday, Rio Ngomor scored the winner against Newcastle. He's on the bench. McAllister comes into the midfield for Curtis Jones. Ball out of play for a throw into Liverpool. Kirkes is going to take this. So the Liverpool team, Alisson, Szoboszlai at right back again, Konate and Van Dijk, Kirkes at left back, Gravenberch and McAllister, Wirtz, Salah, Gakpo, and the man who scored in all three matches, Ekitike, up front for Liverpool. Here is Szoboszlai. Liverpool still inside their own half, and Szoboszlai passes it back to Konate, who returns it to Alisson, who is in the goal to our right, down to our right, in front of the Kop, the shadow of the Kop. Van Dijk is put under pressure, but is able to turn and play it away towards the halfway line. So the Arsenal team, Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, who's the captain today, and Calafiori. Then Zubamendi in midfield with Marino and Rice. Madueke on the right, it's Martinelli on the left, rather than Eza. I suppose he must have been tempted, Mikel Arteta, to slip Abarachi Eze in there.
Long hours, changing light, moments you can't plan.
And it looks like Mascara's coming on. That's huge.
I mean, I didn't see any limping or anything. We're just having a look on the screens now at an earlier challenge. And he goes to it, after heading the ball, he goes down on his haunches and then he got up again and carried on. But as soon as his goalkeeper got it, sat on the floor. He's kept his left leg straight and his right leg bent. So it's got to be something to do with his left leg, hamstring maybe. But he's walking off. He seems to be okay. But that's a huge loss for Arsenal, a massive loss because of that partnership back there. Gabriel and Saliba was very strong. Take a peg out of that partnership, it's going to get weaker.
Well, not only that, Dion, of course, in the other penalty area as well.
Correct.
He's instrumental in there from those set pieces.
Absolutely,
Saliba.
absolutely, with those starting positions in behind the defence's eye view as well. This will be interesting now, see how this works out.
Well, we'll make a note of that straight away in terms of a development in this match. 5th minute, Arsenal lose William Saliba. And so Mosquera comes on, Christian Mosquera, the Spanish-born central defender, as I say, played for Valencia before his move in the summer for around about £13 million Arsenal paid for him, one of the less heralded arrivals. Colombian parents, hence the name. He made his debut last weekend against Leeds when he came on as a substitute in the second half. But here he is, the new number 3. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, but a big development that with Arsenal losing William Saliba, who's got an excellent fitness record as well. As Wirtz plays it forward, but Calafiori steps in, and then the ball ricochets out of play for a throw-in on the halfway line, which referee Chris Kavanagh is going to bring it back because it's actually a Liverpool throw. So it's 0-0 here at Anfield. What about the golf? The European Masters is coming to a climax. Ian Carter is across it.
Victory for the South African Tristan Lawrence, John. He finished with a round of 66, 22 under par. He's won by 2, but Ryder Cup candidates Matt Wallace, Matt Fitzpatrick and Marco Penge all showing up nicely. Wallace finishing in the share of second place, 2 shots behind.
Thank you very much, Ian. And Ian will be on the air tomorrow because Luke Donald announces his captain's picks tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have news of that on 5 Live tomorrow afternoon. So listen out for that. And Luke Donald himself will be on 5 Live tomorrow night after 9 o'clock in a special edition of 5 Live Golf. So that is tomorrow night. But Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Liverpool with it, and it deflects out of play off McAllister, who is back for Liverpool, having missed Monday. And it's a throw into Arsenal on the halfway line. So back it goes. Timber gives Mosquera a touch of the ball, understandably.
Yeah, just get him a feel of the ball, weight of the ball as well, play a few passes, just getting the muscles up to speed. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on Gyökeres, obviously, as a centre forward. He hasn't moved from in between Van Dijk and Konate. Both of them keeping an eye on him at the moment.
And what do you do, Dion? Thinking back to your centre-forward days, that happens, the established partnership, a young, relatively untried, certainly in the Premier League, defender comes on. If you're Hugo Ekitike,
you have a big smile on your face, and you put yourself exactly on him, put him under pressure physically, mentally, don't give him any time on the ball.
Throw into Arsenal, halfway inside their own half. In fact, it is a free kick. Gravenberg came in with the challenge, it was given as a free kick by Chris Kavanagh, the referee who was the referee in the Community Shield a few weeks ago, and Anfield enraged that was given as a free kick against Gravenberg.
Yeah, it was light, but I believe the work that he does, Gravenberg's work. I mean, he's sat in front of his 2 centre halves, and then he sits in behind as well.
David Raya has stolen about 3 yards,
yes,
halfway inside his own half.
Uproar in Anfield, uproar.
Raya then is allowed to take it from there. Long, headed away by Van Dijk. Bounces back for Liverpool, and McAllister is dispossessed by Arsenal. Nice flick from Madueke. Marino trying to reach it. Marino starting for the first time this season. He has won it back. Left-footed cross with the outside of his left boot, headed away by Szoboszlai. And Wirtz is in to nick the ball away from Rice. Suddenly he's over the halfway line. The German now plays it out towards the right-hand side. And then the cross from Salah is blocked at source by Calafiori, and now Arsenal are off on a counter-attack of their own, still coming towards the edge of the penalty area, taken on by Martinelli into the box. He's in a wide position against Konate. Konate with half a challenge. He's then eventually bounced out of play behind off Martinelli for a goal kick to Liverpool, and that's a little win for Konate, who I'm sure will be aware of the criticism that there's been of his play so far this season. And he turns Konate in front of the Kop and throws his arms up in the air, and they respond with a noise.
Yeah, because he didn't dive in. He could have quite easily. What you don't do there is you don't show your fellow centre forward inside, kept him down the outside. Great defending, stood on his feet, brilliant.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Big story of the afternoon already in the Premier League. Well, actually, two big stories really, yes. With West Ham winning 3-0 at Nottingham Forest. And what a win that is for Graham Potter. Talk about a timely victory. And Manchester City losing again, beaten against Tottenham last weekend, losing at Brighton already this afternoon. We've already heard from James Milner, who scored the penalty for Brighton in that match. Brian Gruder scoring the late winner. As you may have heard earlier on this afternoon, we'll hear from Pep Guardiola, I'm sure, at half-time in this match. Still matches going on currently. Still Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 0, Hibs 0, St Mirren 0 in the Premiership in Scotland, after the 0-0 draw between Rangers and Celtic, and Dundee United winning 2-0 at Dundee in the derby there. Here is Gravenberch for Liverpool, playing the ball to Szoboszlai, then forward to Salah. Salah over there on the right-hand side. One goal so far for the top scorer of last season, Salah, in the victory here against Bournemouth. That was a topsy-turvy match. This, the second match of the season here at Anfield, and Liverpool in possession in the centre circle. And here's one over the top now, which is headed away by Gabriel out towards the far side. Calafiori will keep it in, and then it's played away to the halfway line, where Konate was given mass support by Anfield as he arrives on the ball and passes it back to Alisson. Yeah, that's the centre forward's job. The ball's going up to Gyökeres down the right wing of Liverpool, and you just bounce him shoulder to shoulder about 3 times before they got to the ball, and Konate's strength came out on top that time. He just nudged him out the way, and just rolled it back to his keeper. That's a good sign of strength and confidence, that, from Konate. Actually, Hibs 1, St Mirren 1, and Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1 are the latest scores. So William Saliba substituted in the 5th minute, and as soon as he went down, as we said at the time, Mosquera was straight to the side of the pitch, and they were ready for it. Whether he'd indicated already by that stage, he probably hadn't he, that he was going to have to come off. Absolutely, it was like he had his pads on and his tie-ups on, ready to go. He was just shirt off, and that was it. Touchline, ready to go. It's like the manager said to him, listen, be ready any time, and he was ready. 5 minutes in, he's on. I think there might have been an issue in the warm-up. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we'll find out later. We'll hear from the managers. Here's Gakpo now, down the left-hand side. Cody Gakpo just signed a new contract. Cuts infield and shoots low. And wide of Raya's right post, scampering to his right, the Arsenal goalkeeper, but didn't threaten the bottom corner. Cody Gakpo, who scored the opening goal when these sides met right towards the end of the season, when Liverpool had already won the title last season. 2-2 draw. In fact, both matches were 2-2 draws between these sides in the Premier League last season. Dion. Yeah, good chance that for Gakpo. I mean, you know what he's like, he goes down the left wing, doesn't he, and then Gyökeres goes around the outside, attracts a couple of those cream shirts of Arsenal, so he takes his touch on the inside, gets his shot off, no problem at all, but that was a lot of space. The Liverpool crowd trying to put the wind up Arsenal. A sort of slightly misplaced pass at the back, but Arsenal are able to maintain possession. And here is Mosquera. He is tall. He's not the most stockily built, I must say, as the ball bounces forward for Arsenal, but Alisson was very quickly out of his goal there and got there well ahead of Martinelli, certainly by 2 or 3 yards, to whack it away downfield to comparative safety. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. In actual fact, 3 of the last 4 matches, 4 of the last 5 matches between these sides in the Premier League have ended all square. The ball with Declan Rice, just drags it back and plays it to Mosquera, and then Timber is 5 yards away. Jurriën Timber, after his 2 goals against Leeds United last weekend, both coming from corners. Declan Rice then to the halfway line. Certainly Arsenal aren't overcommitting themselves here. They're enjoying a feel of the ball inside Anfield with the sun still shining down. Almost a quarter of an hour played. Neither goalkeeper has had a save to make yet. The major development, as we've said, the fact that Arsenal have lost William Saliba, another injury for Arsenal. You know, so they've been very active in the transfer market, as we know this summer. That on the injured list already, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus is still out, Kai Havertz, of course, Ben White not fully fit, Norgard had a problem. Ball's played back to Raya, who is outside of his penalty area, quickly got there ahead of Salah very coolly, and then it's played back by Zubimendi to Raya. Arsenal, given away centrally by Marino. Liverpool are onto this quickly. Florian Wirtz. Arsenal getting numbers back, and Wirtz's pass was right into the path of where Declan Rice was running, and he was able to intercept the ball that was aimed at Salah.
Absolutely, Salah just waiting for that one, just on the corner of the box, down the right-hand side for Liverpool, but Declan Rice noticed that, seen the danger, just cut out that gap there for the ball, and he just took it on his right foot. And he's done it so many times, Declan Rice. He just seems to sense that danger, and then he just passes it out to Martinelli down the left-hand side, makes it look easy. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0.
Ended up 10 points between them last season at the end of the Premier League. Martinelli down the left-hand side, but passed the ball into Szoboszlai, who was able to take a touch, go forward with Wirtz. Declan Rice sliding in there on Wirtz, and actually Declan Rice was fortunate he didn't make contact with Wirtz, who kept his feet, and actually Rice just now to Marino, here on the right-hand side. Madueke running at Kirkes, still going into the penalty area, then Kirkes blocks it behind. First chance we've seen of Madueke today, running at the fullback, Kirkes, and he wins a corner.
Absolutely, I mean, Madueke hasn't moved from in front of the dugouts, he's kept himself all the way down the right wing, he's not moved, he hasn't gone inside. Martinelli's done the same down the left-hand side. They've made the pitch really big, Arsenal, they really have. Liverpool having to run a lot to try and get the ball back. Very patient, both sides at the moment, very patient, because Declan Rice is taking an age to take the ball over to the corner.
Yep, Madueke today getting the responsibility of playing in the Saka role, with Saka out with this hamstring problem for certainly a few weeks, and that's exactly the sort of thing that Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal fans will have wanted to see with a burst like that. So it's a corner. We know how potent Arsenal are. There's no Saliba now, but they have got Gabriel. Rice plays it in, kicks a flick off ahead, bounces out to Timber outside of the penalty area for this one. Timber, after scoring twice in the box last weekend from corners. Timber against Wirtz on the Arsenal left wing, and then it's all the way back towards the halfway line, and the Liverpool players, as it goes back there, move out as one and then hold a high line, with Zubimendi going back into his own half, and the ball passed all the way back to Raya. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0 in these last matches before the international window. And a piece of news on the international front is that Liverpool's Hugo Ekitike has just been called up to the France senior squad for the first time. He wasn't in the original party, named by Didier Deschamps, but Ryan Cherki of Manchester City has pulled out, so Ekitike is in. Liverpool supporters feel that Salah was fouled there near the halfway line. Referee Kavanagh disagrees, but the pass out to Martinelli was out of play, and there we are, another reaction for Chris Kavanagh to deal with. And by the way, if you weren't listening earlier, the news on the officiating front is that it was due to be Michael Salisbury, who was the VAR here today, who was appointed for this match, but he was also the video assistant referee for Chelsea-Fulham yesterday, that controversial match, and he has been moved off that, and John Brooks is now the VAR for this one. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Forward it goes, Madueke, shirt pulling there by the Arsenal man. That was given by the assistant referee. There's an angry response actually by Kirkes, who shoves Madueke away, but it's quickly calmed down. Madueke puts his palms up as if to say, what, me? But it was a free kick, and he had at least one handful of his shirt.
Yes, I've done that many times. Referee me, knowing full well it's me. But I just feel that that's a great little battle down there. Madueke wanted to take. Kirkes wants that. He wants that physical presence of Madueke. He wants to feel him. He wants to get his hand down the small of his back. Take me on, challenge me. And that's not going to go away. Same on the other side as well with Martinelli.
Matchday on Dublin, 20 minutes played here at Anfield. Still sunny. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Liverpool go all the way back to Alisson. So we've got through the first 20 minutes. And neither goalkeeper has been forced to make a save worthy of the name. Gravenberch has dropped halfway inside his own half, and the Liverpool supporters in the 20th minute singing the name of Diogo Jota. Liverpool, McAllister dispossessed, so Arsenal play it forward, and now here's Madueke down the right. He's round the outside of Kirkes. He's into the penalty area. Oh, Kirkes recovers very well. I thought he'd gone. I thought he'd left him for dead. But that was an excellent recovery from the Liverpool left back, just as Madueke was bearing down the goal from a tight angle.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball. I've got to say, it's in the path of Madueke down the right-hand side. It's not going to go out, so it's going towards the touchline. Then it curls in towards the corner of the box, and they are both having a full-on race. Madueke gets there first. Kirkes there with a little bit of patience. He has to wait. He allows Madueke to have one touch, and then he commits to the challenge in the box, about 2 yards away from the 6-yard box. Gets it absolutely right. Gets that long as a penalty. Brilliant, brilliant.
This is fantastic, isn't it, Dion? This singing of the Diogo Jota song.
It is amazing. It doesn't surprise me. That's just the footballing. Yeah. That's the footballing family.
Yeah, really touching. Liverpool 0. Arsenal 0. Declan Rice then. No Saliba, but there is Gabriel. In it comes to the near post, headed away. Comes out to Madueke. Controls it and shoots, and Alisson makes the save. Edge of the area, crowded penalty area. Not sure how good a view Alisson will have had of that, but was able to make ground, leap to his right, and make the save and push it away wide. But there we are, first save of the match, Alisson.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Madueke there just getting the bits. It was curled into the box, outswinger by Declan Rice, and it just fell to Madueke. Just watching that forward play there. Szoboszlai cleaning up back to his keeper, but it's a really good chance and a good save as well. First real sort of save the keeper's had to make. Bit of mud on Alisson's shorts for the first time today.
Yeah, edge of the area. You know, he probably did have an impeded view there. I have a little screen here just showing it, but he knew where it was going. As Liverpool still have it inside their own penalty area. Cleared away by Van Dijk. Oh, two Arsenal players go for the same ball. Wirtz gives it to Salah, but Salah didn't get that right. He looked to sweep it forward. I mean, it came to him in a flash. And just instinct there, looked to volley it forward for the run of Ekitike, but Salah overhit it through to Ryan. It's
good play though, because Wirtz gets it off Virgil van Dijk. He nudges it round the corner to Salah. Salah knows that Ekitike is on the shoulder of the defender, and he just leaves it into a place where Ekitike would have got it, overhit it by about 5 yards though.
According to Gary Flintoff's screen to our left, Liverpool have yet to touch the ball in the Arsenal penalty area. And Arsenal have had 7 touches inside the Liverpool box.
Well, there you go.
Here's Calafiori, the left back, getting forward, swings the ball right over the top of Gyökeres, and Kirkes is able to chest it back to Alisson. Just going back to the corners, Dion, they've had 2 now. How much will that affect him and change things now that there is no Gabriel and Saliba, just Gabriel in there?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change what Arsenal do. It will change what Liverpool do. I think who Liverpool have to mark, where the danger comes from as well. Obviously, there's other dangers apart from Saliba, but I do believe that it'll be an easier day when it comes to corners for Liverpool, without a doubt.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Ekitike challenged by Mosquera. Again, the crowd make themselves heard. No free kick given. Back to Raya and the Arsenal goalkeeper from the 6-yard box. Long. Then Kirkes beats Madueke in the air. And I think I sense the Liverpool supporters here sense that Kirkes needs their support against Madueke. And now there's manhandling going on between Timber and Gakpo. And as you may have been able to deduce, Liverpool have been awarded a free kick.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's right in front of the dugouts as well, where the ball gets cleared by Kirkes and he's no real pace on the ball, so it bounces in front of Gakpo. Gakpo's got his arms around Timber, who's behind him. Timber's got his arms around Gakpo. 6-1 that one. The referee gives the free kick to Liverpool. Could have gone either way, that one.
Yep, arms around Timber. Hope it's not a giant redwood. Big challenge. Free kick for Liverpool near the halfway line. Full time at Pittodrie. Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1. And Aberdeen, who suffered that defeat in Europe on Thursday night, were reduced to 10 men in that match. They've been beaten by Falkirk. Free kick then, Wirtz to take this. Liverpool's new number 7. Long, very long, all the way out on the full, behind the dead ball line for a goal kick. Well, it is breezy, but even so...
Awful. I mean, Wirtz is about 5 yards away from his manager's dugout in Arsenal's half, and he just wants to leave it into an area on the diagonal. Konate's gone up, Virgil van Dijk's gone up. I'm not happy if I'm a centre-half if that happens to me.
Florian Wirtz, the new record British transfer fee paid for him by Liverpool. Maybe it won't last 24 hours. We will see, won't we? Here's Marino out to the right-hand side. Cross from Timber, hits Kirkes, that's behind. It's another Arsenal corner. They've got another one. So no joy yet from the two that they've had from Declan Rice. Delivery hasn't been quite right, but the more corners they get, you know what will eventually be the outcome.
Yeah, you do, because Declan Rice is not too far off the money every time, because his concentration levels are good. He goes for a certain routine, he puts it in a certain place, and he normally places the ball in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line as well. So that's where Arsenal want to end up.
Right, Declan Rice down to our right, way down to our right. We're watching from up on high in the main stand. Rice, left arm signal, then it's into the near post. Oh, that was awful. He mishit it, and it was cleared away by Wirtz, by Kirkes at the near post. Long and forward from Raya, and Gravenberch will allow that to bounce all the way down and out of play next to the corner flag. That must be one of Declan Rice's worst corners.
Yeah, I mean, he took the corner, and as soon as it left his foot, he raised his hand as if to say, sorry. What was that? No, it's not like him. That's not his standard. He's better than that. The first two were outstanding where they need to be. That one he got completely wrong.
Well, last week against Leeds, his corners were brilliant. His delivery was spot on.
Most of his game, John, is brilliant, to be honest with you.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Almost half an hour play. And just that one save, the diving save from Alisson to keep out Madueke. Szoboszlai, long of the hair, hits this ball way downfield, and that's all the way through to Raya. I don't know whether they are struggling to cope with the... I say it's blustery. It's not gale force 10, is it? As Rice plays it back to Gabriel. Martin Odegaard on the substitutes bench. Max Gauman as well on the bench. I enjoyed watching him last weekend. Here's Calafiori bursting forward from left back. The Italian, he's had his heels clipped as Gravenberch ran across the back of him, and he's yellow carded for that. And he puts his palms apart, the Liverpool midfielder, as if to say, I couldn't do anything about that. I just ran across the back of him. What do you think, Dion?
Yeah, he did, and yeah, he could have done something about it. He don't get so close, because Calafiori's left him. Gravenberch's trying to get back in, either run alongside him or just make sure you don't clip his feet. He knew exactly what he was doing. He got too close and he got a yellow card.
He did. Free kick then to Arsenal. So Declan Rice, well, literally and metaphorically, will have to pull his socks up, which is what he's doing now to make sure that he's absolutely right for this. David Raya's almost in the centre circle. Liverpool holding their line. So this free kick, middle of the Liverpool half, left to centre. Rice comes up, strikes it. Oh, dear me. What on earth? I mean, he's almost launched that over the top of the Kop. It's landed halfway up the Kop. What's going on?
If that was in a cartoon, all you'd hear is wah, 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 wah. That wasn't great. Mr. Rice, let me tell you, you are a lot better than that. I mean, he struck the ball from 40 yards. I'm thinking, what is he doing here? He's going for goal.
Well, that was when he came up at pace to the ball. That's what I thought. But as we said very often last season, when he scored those two brilliant free kicks against Real Madrid, well, that's the first time he's ever scored from a direct free kick, and he got two in the same match. I think we might have just seen a little insight there as to why it is only two. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Half an hour played. But for all of that, Arsenal have had the better of it so far, Dion.
They have when it comes to the final third of the game. Liverpool have possibly just nicked it when it comes to possession, but Arsenal have done more with it in the final third, without a doubt. Haven't hesitated to cross the ball.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. There's a Chiesa, Dion, if you look down to the left, warming up near the Arsenal supporters. They're giving him a great reception after that big money move that came last week. As Alisson is put under pressure by Gyökeres. It's kept in play though on the far side. Alisson got it away to Salah, halfway inside his own half. Now Szoboszlai, he delivers the pass forward towards Wirtz. That was cut out by Rice, and then in came the challenge from Ekitike on Declan Rice, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Arsenal halfway inside their own half. Again, the Liverpool supporters here sense that their team needs them. What about Eza down there then? Do you think it'll be a hit for Arsenal?
Yeah, I do. I think he'll be a hit wherever he goes, to be honest with you. I think the quality that he has, I mean, the way he played for Palace was brilliant to bring that quality here as well in that number 10 role, 8 role, whatever you want to call it. Pure quality footballer, Eze.
Full time at Easter Road. Hibs 1, St Mirren 1. And an excellent work from Ekitike here. Arsenal throw, but Ekitike put them under pressure and forced the error out of play for a Liverpool throw. Coming here today with no Saka, I have to say, I thought, well, Eza will be in the starting lineup here. Played for Crystal Palace this season. He's in the groove. Played against Liverpool in the Community Shield match, but no, on the bench.
Yeah, maybe Arteta knows something we don't. Maybe he knows exactly what he's doing. Maybe 60 minutes, 70 minutes, he's going to come on and make the difference. So he'll know what he's doing, Arteta. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and it means, as we say, careless pass out of play for a throw-in for Arsenal on the halfway line. So an Arsenal throw. Northern Superchargers have won by 7 wickets, incidentally, against Southern Brave in the women's final at the 100. Commentary is on Sports Extra 3. Might actually be on Sports Extra. One of the two. You'll find it on BBC Sounds right now. Timber back to Raya, and Raya, with Ekitike not far away, is able to clear it away to Gyökeres. Touch from him. Now Calafiori running into the centre circle. Calafiori, not too many options, so he actually has to turn and give it back to Gabriel. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Jurriën Timber, as Cody Gakpo arrives on the scene, he has to play it back into the back line. Yes, new contract for Cody Gakpo. Said he was going to sign it yesterday at the training ground, as Rice goes all the way back to Raya. Cody Gakpo, 18 goals last season. Oh, that's given away by Raya, and now a little touch from Van Dijk. Bounces to McAllister, and then it's brought by 3 Arsenal players on the edge of the penalty area. Careless by Arsenal. The Liverpool press did in the end force the error there, and Raya puts both of those big white gloves up in the air to apologise to all of his teammates. That could easily have been Liverpool's opening goal.
Yeah, just overplaying there, Arsenal. No need to do that. Raya's got to put his foot through the ball. He's got no options at all. Every clean shirt that was available wasn't available when the ball ended up at his feet. Every red shirt was in, man for man. Virgil van Dijk just brushed Gyökeres round the left shoulder. There you go, I'll take that one. He gets in front of him, and I'm thinking to myself, Virgil van Dijk, after his first touch, he's on the 18-yard line. I'm thinking, strike the ball, either foot, you are that good. Tries to pick a pass, too intricate, chance has gone.
Yeah, exactly right, Dion. Had to go for it there.
Yeah, he did, and because he can strike the ball so well, He was in forward momentum as well. I'm thinking Virgil van Dijk, just put your laces through it. Wasted opportunity that for Liverpool.
So it's still 0-0. But that's the biggest sniff Liverpool have had yet.
Absolutely, yeah, agreed.
Gravenberch back to Szoboszlai, and then Alisson long into the centre circle. Timber readjusts, bounces forward, and then Kerkez slides into the challenge, and then in comes the challenge from Gakpo, and Zubimendi, who takes the legs of Gakpo on the halfway line. It's a free kick, and the Liverpool supporters clearly trying to pressure Chris Kavanagh into deciding that should have been a yellow card, but it's only a free kick.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Zubimendi's thinking that he got pushed in the back by Gakpo. I think that was the anger in the challenge, or the return challenge, should we say.
Whoa, long pass downfield. Madueke is onto this. Kerkez is with him. Madueke now cuts into the penalty area. Left foot shot deflected up and over the top of the crossbar, and behind for another corner to Arsenal. And this is the reaction. The Liverpool supporters feeling that Zubimendi has got away with that.
Yeah, absolutely, and he probably did do as well, to be honest with you. He was a little bit rash with it. He was angry that he didn't get a free kick himself, but referee so far has let things go, and I think it's the right way to referee a game like this. Don't stop-start game.
Yeah, they're unhappy that Gravenberch has been shown a yellow card and that Zubimendi hasn't. But Madueke is really carrying a threat here down the right, and Kerkez is going to have his hands full there. So it's another corner. This is Arsenal's fourth corner of the match. This one though is from the left hand side, so in front of the Kop. Rice to take this, just keeping my eyes on Gabriel, who's running towards the penalty spot now. Wirtz is with him. He has the delivery in, it's over everyone inside the box. And relieved cheers probably as much as anything else from the Kop and the rest of Anfield, as there is now a little bit of a kerfuffle involving Mikel Merino and three of the Liverpool players, and it ends with referee Kavanagh talking to Virgil van Dijk, which is not going down terribly well. And then Van Dijk does a kind of theatrical reaction there as Chris Kavanagh runs away from him. You've just seen the replay of what did happen in the box, Dion.
Who knows what happens in the box nowadays? I'm watching players pull shirts and twisting and turning and forearm smashing. Everything's going on in there. Referee can't see it all.
And listen to that now. You can probably hear that. I think the wind is really getting up now. So it is swirling around. I think it is affecting the game, I must say. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And here is Raya with the ball on the edge of his D. Liverpool, who've not lost here in the Premier League since, remember when Forest won here early last season? That was in September. So unbeaten at home in the Premier League for almost a year. It's 18 home Premier League matches unbeaten since then for Liverpool. Mind you, Arsenal's away record in the Premier League is very, very good at the moment. Long pass downfield, Martinelli trying to race onto that, but I mean, it come all the way from Raya. Szoboszlai was very tight to him. He got a touch on it, but it could only deflect out for a throw.
Yeah, it is something that the Arsenal keeper's looking at, though. He's looking at Martinelli one-on-one with Szoboszlai. Obviously, they think, and they've looked at that in the training ground as well, Madueke down this side against Kerkez as well. He has put a lot of balls in behind the fullbacks, trusting his wingers to get on the end of it.
Throw into Arsenal down the left. For Arsenal, it's 15 Premier League away matches unbeaten since they lost at St James's Park against Newcastle last November. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. First half of relatively few chances so far. So 0-0 yesterday, Dion, between Leeds and Newcastle United. Here is Merino. Left-footed pass forward, Gyökeres, not been in the match really so far. Then plays it back, edge of the area, shot from Timber. Hits Van Dijk, bounces to Calafiori, low shot across goal. Miss-hit it. I thought that took a deflection, actually, and so does Calafiori. And he has given the corner now, because I think he's been told by his assistant, Dan Cook, on this side. You know, it looks to the crowd as though Chris Kavanagh's made his decision because Arsenal protested about it, but I'm sure that came from the assistant. who had a better view of that. It flicked, I think,
Konate, yeah, I think you're right as well. And that's what the assistants are for. If the referee doesn't see it with his own eye, you need your assistant to have a chat with you in your ear and just help you out a little bit. That's what the team's all about when it comes to referees and officials.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. So, Declan Rice, who's not been able to get it right at all today so far. Most unlike him from his set-piece delivery.
Can't be any worse than his last one.
This is corner number 5 for Arsenal, in front of the Kop. Rice, this is better, into the back post, and it's headed down and across goal by Calafiori, who is being blocked by a number of Liverpool players. They look towards referee Kavanagh, but he just chops away calmly to the halfway line, and it's a goal kick.
Can't work twice, can it? Calafiori just in the referee's face again. He got one corner, he's not going to get this one. Very evenly matched game, this one. Both sides playing in a very similar way, trying to play out from the back, trying to play the game the right way. For me, I think the goalkeepers have had far too many touches with their feet, with the bottom of their studs. I just feel you've got to get the ball into the players that can really make things happen. Far too slow for me at the moment, the whole game.
So 0-0 between Liverpool, who've won 2 out of 2 in the Premier League this season, and Arsenal, who've won 2 out of 2 in the Premier League this season. Kirkes' ball from the left-hand side, that's cleared away by Gabriel on the edge of the box. Madueke plays it forward, and then Marino in field. It hit McAllister. Arsenal are saying that struck his arm. Referee doesn't give the free kick. Cody Gakpo in on the challenge. Gravenberch on the stretch, just gets there, but in doing so actually plays it back into his own half, and Liverpool have to go back towards goalkeeper Alisson. This is a proper contest here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the last 10-15 seconds, 1 and 2 touched by Liverpool. They get in behind, they get a chance to cross the ball, they cross it, and Arsenal have to clear it. It's a panic clearance, so when you move the ball a bit quicker, those Arsenal players and those Liverpool players can't get in those defensive positions that they want.
It's quite intense, isn't it?
It is.
Played forward, quite intense for the 3rd weekend of the season. Timber inside his own half is being chased by Ekitike, and then for the 3rd weekend of the season, Timber inside his own. Mosquera coming on in the 5th minute because William Saliba pulled up with a problem. So, but Liverpool really haven't been able to particularly test Mosquera, as it's played forward towards Salah, who goes down under the challenge from Gabriel, who's all over the back of the player of the year. It's a free kick to Liverpool. Salah gets up, waving his hands all over the place, pointing to the referee as if to say, what is it going to take? Surely Gabriel can't challenge me like that near the halfway line or wherever it is.
Absolutely not. I mean, the ball's loose on the right-hand side for Liverpool then. Salah gets there clearly first, and he's so strong, uses his body, and Gabriel can't do anything but to foul and to get to the ball.
And now we've got another tangle between Ekitike and Zubamendi. That's given us a free kick for Liverpool. Zubamendi with another little free kick there. He's probably only one more challenge away from what would be the first yellow card of the match for Arsenal. And when that comes, providing Liverpool haven't scored by then, I predict quite confidently that will get the biggest cheer of the match so far when that yellow card comes for Arsenal, which it inevitably will. Liverpool play this free kick back into their own half. Here's Gravenberch playing it out to the right-hand side. Szoboszlai is there. Szoboszlai, the stand-in right back, while Frimpong is on the injured list for Liverpool. Of course, the news this week that the former right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, will be coming back with Liverpool, with Real Madrid in the Champions League this season, which will be quite a night as Liverpool go back towards the edge of their own penalty area to Alisson. So let's get another update from Lords, from the 100, from Melissa Story.
The Northern Superchargers, they have won by 7 wickets here. They're the champions of the Women's 100, beating the Southern Brave. The first time the side has lifted the trophy. They've just lifted it here at Lords. So cheers all around the grounds. Fantastic scenes, and Captain Holly Armitage with that trophy list. It's been a fantastic performance from them.
Lovely, thank you very much, and we'll have more on the men's final, which is coming up later. You can listen to that on Sports Extra, or indeed watch it on the BBC. 1 minute of added time. 0-0. Timber now for Arsenal down the right. Gives it to Madueke. Madueke takes it on, angles it back to Timber in the box. He goes down, and not a particularly strong challenge from McAllister. Went down very heavily. McAllister just takes the ball, says thank you very much, takes it on downfield. Timber's out of position, Kurtz gets a touch, Ekatike, but Arsenal had numbers in there. Calafiori coming across and is able to clear it away to the halfway line. And actually one final attack, perhaps. Actually, we're not into the added time yet. There will be 1 minute of added time to come once the 45 minutes are up. Here is Timber on the right flank. Timber, then back to Zubimendi, who I think is going to be a bit of a hit for Arsenal in that midfield role, that anchor midfield role. I very much like what I've seen of him so far. He wasn't absolutely fully fit at Old Trafford when he was a little bit rusty looking, but I think that he's going to be an important part, of what Arsenal are hoping to do this season.
I would agree, and he kind of brings something that no other Arsenal player brings as well. He's quite edgy. He likes the physical side of the game. He doesn't let his midfield player lift his head. Lets Declan Rice do what he's got to do. So yeah, great addition, I think, by Arteta.
Yeah, I think the Spain squad are very fortunate, aren't they?
Absolutely.
To have both Rodri, who was playing for Manchester City today, and Zubimendi in it. World Cup qualifiers for them. They are playing Bulgaria and Turkey in the next couple of weeks. Gyökeres goes down under the challenge of Konate on the halfway line. That's given us a free kick. Been quiet for Gyökeres in the first half.
Yeah, he has been quiet. He has been quiet. I mean, it's not been a quiet game for Konate and Virgil van Dijk, let me tell you, because he's keeping them on their toes. Just having a quick look at that Timber.
When he went down in the penalty area.
Yeah, nothing at all there. But yeah, I mean, Gyökeres is even though he's not had much of the ball or any real chance on goal, his work rate's very good. He's making runs when he's not being found, but he'll continue to do it. He'll continue to work hard. Those centre-halves will have to stay on their mettle today.
Yeah, Gyökeres will be going to join up with Sweden and Alexander Isak.